Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hafele. This is their part number 423.93.300. This is a television full extension swivel. This is a fairly common item. We sell these rather routinely, and this video really is to serve just as a visual record of the item, help possibly determine allow you to determine if this is an item that is suitable for your application, etc. Unfortunately, somewhat common for Hafele is to not have a tremendous amount of published information about the item, and it helps when you're installing these if you have some experience either in carpentry or having installed this material in the past. But in the absence of installation instructions, it still is not impossible for someone who's never done this to go about doing it, because they do give enough information, at least dimensionally, to get yourself to a point where you can determine if this is going to work for you or not. First of all, this is a full extension item, and I can tell you that my initial reaction is that it is of substantial caliber, quality. Weighs 10.5 pounds. Okay, it is rated at 132 pounds load rating. Now, I am, quite frankly, I would be very suspect of the wisdom to attach this down and then put 132 pounds right on the outside of this. However, that's really not what you're going to end up doing with it. It's a television extension. So your television will sit in here, and you can see the image below this video of what its dimensional properties are. And in this day and age, it's probably going to be rather difficult to come up with a television that weighs that much and will still fit onto the size of the pad that you have here. So there is an image below this video giving you some basic dimensions. Okay, so obviously what we have is an item that is a full extension sort of unit. From that, you know what, speaking of the weight rating, Hafele does publish the following. Depending on installation and where the load is actually placed, the weight rating can change. Leverage effect, they call it. For commercial use, please conduct your own test. As I extend this out fully, okay, and I place this as if I was going to have it screwed down, and I put my hand back here, I don't know that I would really want to get into a load rating of beyond 70 pounds, but a safe load rating. I've not tested this, and quite frankly, I would be happy to test it should Hafele make one available to me that I could load to the point where it fatigued and failed. But I'm tempted to say that any sort of modern LCD is going to be well below what I think this can safely handle. Monitors today are very light, 20, 30 pounds, that sort of size. The dimensional properties of the platform on which the television or monitor will sit, they have it at 12 5/8 by 12 5/8, and that is correct. So depending on how large of a unit you're going to put on here, you're probably not going to be in that bad of a position. Full extension slides, that means you'll be able to fully extend it all the way out. Okay, and I'm impressed with the solid state sort of construction of this item. Bearing packets all throughout here that you can't see. The fastening of this will obviously be through these stabilizers that are down here. Screws are not included, and if I was going to go about determining this, I would look at the dimensions that were put in front of me. So they give you the 2-inch height, they give you the overall when it's fully extended, but what they don't give you is what this is when it's just compacted. So I have this unit set so that the front, you can see, this is the front of the unit. So your rails are going to hang out a little bit so that your television can actually go in into your cabinetry. So really, all that you need to know is what is the overall of that. And I will flip this around. So the overall of that track, 14 3/8, and I call it out at 14 1/4 if I can interpret that to be the correct dimension of this. So you know that you've got a, well, 14 1/2, let's say. You know you've got a hard dimension of 14 1/2 in terms of the depth. Okay, that you know you're dealing with. And if you are able to account for your doors and any other protrusion that might exist, you would have no problem really at getting this fully installed. Okay, I wouldn't hesitate to use this. This is a substantial piece of hardware. You can see that there are several holes prepped in the edge. Those holes also exist down in the other side. Okay, there are none in the front or the back at all. Steel, galvanized, as you can see, it's probably a zinc coating that's on there, or galvanized. Black painted steel for the platform is going to be typical for entertainment centers and computer terminals. And really where I have seen these is when you're going to have a 19, 21-inch sort of flat screen monitor installed onto it. And in that application, this item is quite appropriate. It's very inexpensive in terms of that sort of the caliber and quality of the item that you get. I see these installed in commercial applications. I've even seen these installed in hospital applications as well. Durable, long-lasting, ball cage guided runners. That is a reference to the design construction of the full extension slides. Mounting to the shelf must be done with a through bolt, they're saying. I would certainly not disagree with that. I don't know that I'd want to have some number 10 by 1 panhead screws. I certainly would not trust that. I would absolutely seek to through bolt my mounting of the base down, and it specifically says there that you are to do that. Okay. And the entire Hafele line is centered around closet organization for residential and commercial settings. Their catalog is incredibly comprehensive. It's it's quite frankly overwhelming. But if it's closet organization, things of that nature, they are a name synonymous with that material. Good quality material. They tend to discontinue things without much advance notice, so sometimes it's difficult to know if something is still available, but we can find out for you if indeed it is. Again, nice quality item. It's heavy, weighs 10 1/2 pounds, at least it does with the box that it ships in. Fasteners are not included. If you have any questions on the Hafele, this is a 423.93.300 full extension swivel style TV or computer monitor platform, or any other Hafele product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.